All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, do well, and salute, man, much love to you sincere brothers who push this truth, man, week in and week out, man. Y'all brothers stay strong, man. We almost home, and I want to do a video on this topic about Generation Z, man. Like, why are they called Generation Z, man? I looked up who named them Generation Z. This goes back to a guy by the name of Douglas Copeland, a so-called white man who popularized the Generation X term, and then people just, that Generation X thing stuck. So every generation after that got the letter that came after that X, man. So this is Generation Z. And Z just so happened to be the last letter of the English alphabet, man. It just so happened to be the last letter of the English alphabet now. Ain't that strange, man? So why would they be called? So really the spirit named them Generation Z, man. That was the Most High, man. So this is really your last generation here in America, man. This is it right here. And this generation right here are completely weaponized, man. And matter of fact, when you look up to that word Salaki, when you look up the letter Z, the etymology, I got it. Hold on, boop, right there. When you look up the letter Z, the etymology, it goes back to I'm gonna read it here. It's etymononline.com. It says the name of the letter Z in the alphabet, C 1400, probably from Old French Zedi, from late Latin Zeta, from Greek Zeta, from Hebrew Zion, letter name, literally weapon. So when you look up other definitions, it tell you it go back to Greek Zeta, and that Greek Zeta goes back to the Hebrew Zion. Zion, which literally means weapon. It says so called in a reference to the shape of this letter in ancient Hebrew. So the weapon. Yeah. Esau has weaponized the youth, man. This generation, this is the first generation where I seen where like 90% of them believe in everything the government push out. 90% of them, they're all for the agenda, whether it be anti-masculinity, feminism, all this LGBTism, all this trans lives matter, all that shit, man. The Apostle Recall like to call these youngest GMO babies, man. And that's Generation Z to a T. But Generation Z is not just a product of the government, though. Generation Z is also a product of their own households, man. So Generation X and Y and the generations before X, y'all are responsible for Generation Z. Because y'all supposed to taught them too, man. Y'all supposed to be their number one teachers. The number one teachers not supposed to be at the damn school system. They're supposed to be right there at home, man. For their mother. They're supposed to be giving them the game and warning them about this damn system, this fool system, so-called school system. Warning them about them and telling them to take everything they say with a grain of salt and tell them to take the good and spit out the bones, man. Learn what you need to learn that you really need to learn in there, like mathematics, reading, different skills you might learn in there. You know what I'm saying? And spit out the bones like the so-called history and all this other, what do you call it? This false propaganda and this all this indoctrination you learn in schools, man. Spit that out, Be smart, be wise, use wisdom. So the parents are also responsible for Generation Z, man. I hate hearing these older people talk, man, the youth these days, man, these young people, nigga, you the reason, nigga. You the reason for the season, bruh. So I'm gonna get straight into it, man. This is Sirach. Hold on. Sirach. I don't want the screen to go off on me. Okay. Sirach, the 16th chapter. I'll start at verse 1. It says, desire not a multitude of unprofitable children, neither delight in ungodly sons. Desire not in a multitude of unprofitable children, neither delight in ungodly sons. Though they multiply, rejoice not in them, except the fear of the Lord be with them. Exactly. though these youngins coming up today multiply, don't rejoice in them, man, because, hey, they gone with the wind. But I will say this, you do got some men of the Lord coming up out of Generation Z, man, as you can see. Because Generation Z, I think they're like, that generation started with 1996. 1996, yeah. So, let me see. To do a little math, it's 2022. So, a 26-year-old. Yeah, you got brothers in this truth, man. That's awakened, man, and enlightened and pushing this truth. That's a Generation Z. That's a blessing, man. And I'm gonna go into that. Sirach 30, man. I'm gonna go into that. That's a blessing. That's a big, big, big blessing to be a Generation Z and woke to this truth, man. Because that's the most effeminate generation, man. That's the softest generation, the most complaining, and that's the most spoiled generation. You know, they came up off all technology. Ain't too much hard work going on in the Generation Z world, man. Ain't too much knuckle busting going on. You know? Those are the social media lights. Hey, they don't want no nationality. Just like they don't want no gender, they don't want no nationality. They're the social media lights. Hey, and Generation Z is also the most godless generation, man. So let me read this again. Sirach 16:1. Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children. You don't want no unprofitable children, man. Especially not a multitude of them. You know? And neither delight in ungodly sons. You shouldn't delight in these. Hey, they've been weaponized. Hey, Generation Z, that's it, man. That's the tail end of America right there. Don't delight in them. I don't give a fuck if you see them out there talking about Black Lives Matter and protesting. When you research about what Black Lives Matter is really about, you wouldn't support Black Lives Matter if you were righteous. You know, Black Lives Matter is some LGBT shit in disguise. That's why you see most of the people out there be so-called whites, wearing rainbow this, rainbow that, and just look like freaks. People out there twerking, you know, because they know what Black Lives Matter, the organization, really is about. So don't delight in these damn little degenerates, man. So it says, though they multiply, rejoice not in them, except the fear of the Lord be with them. Except the fear of the Lord. Exactly. Though they multiply, rejoice not in them, except if the fear of the Lord be with them. Exactly. That's who we're going to rejoice in. The ones who the fear of the Lord is in, man. You Generation Zers, who the fear of the Lord is upon, man. That's a blessing that the Lord opened your mind to receive this truth, man. It's a big blessing because you could be out here like these dummies staring at your goddamn cell phone all day, reading on Instagram and Twitter and what's the other one? TikTok and Snapchat and Facebook, you know, gossiping, just looking at a bunch of folly online, man. Just a bunch of folly. You could just be a folly demon like most of Generation Z. And guess what? Most of my generation, which I'm part of Generation Y, they folly demons. The generation before me, X, they folly demons. Ain't the ones before them. Hey, I mean, they had a little bit more class, a little bit more wisdom. They wicked too. You know, they wicked too. We really haven't had a righteous generation of Israelites here in America. You know? You had Jake that had, what's the word I'm looking for? Of course, had integrity. You had different Jakes that have integrity and stand up like a man. They're very manly and masculine. That's a good thing. You had Jakes that's godly. That's a beautiful thing. But you never really had a completely righteous generation amongst our people here in America, man. Because we under the curses of Deuteronomy 28th chapter. We are imprisoned. And we're up under the law of a whole completely different nation, man. We're up under the law of the wicked right now, Esau. So, verse 3, trust not thou in their life, neither respect their multitude, for one that is just is better than 1,000. Woo! So one that is just is better than 1,000. So if you are brother in this truth from Generation Z, man, you better than 1,000 of the little miscreants, man. You know? Same thing with Generation Y, X, etc. You know, you better than 1,000. And it says, and better it is to die without children than to have them that are ungodly. Exactly. So I'm going to jump to chapter 41 of Sirach. Chapter 41 of Sirach. It says, verse 5, it says, the children of sinners are an abominable children, and they that are conversant in the dwelling of the ungodly. Exactly. So the children of sinners are abominable children. That's why you got so much abomination, man. Hold on, Salaki. I gotta keep touching my screen so it won't shut off. Okay. The children of sinners are abominable children. So all you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans who prefer to live in sin instead of living godly like your ass supposed to, and you wonder why your children grow up to curse you out, talk crazy, they're weird as hell, they strange, they going astray. Now you wonder why. It says the children of sinners are abominable children. The children of sinners are abominable children. Just like you wicked pastors and deacons. And, hey, y'all children, most of them, your women grow up to be hoes and your sons grow up to be fags, man. The children of sinners are abominable children, man. And that's speaking louder than ever in these times with Generation Z. These are the strangest people ever, man. These Generation Z people, you know? It's like they damn near natural born sodomites, man. It's a damn shame. You know, great confusion amongst them. It says the children of sinners are abominable children, and they that are conversant in the dwelling of the ungodly. It says, the inheritance of sinners' children shall perish, and their posterity shall have a perpetual reproach. Exactly. You've never seen Generation Y or Generation X. I say you have seen Generation Y sit there and argue. Well, you see Generation X doing it now too. Sitting here arguing, sitting up for hours and shit, arguing about what gender they are and how many genders there actually are. Hundreds of genders according to them. That's a new thing, man. You know? That's America consuming itself. That's the Lord plaguing this place, plaguing the mind of these damn people and preparing them for their destruction, for their judgment. You know? And I'm going to jump to verse 7. It says, the children will complain of an ungodly father because they shall be reproached for his sake. And that's going into Esau, Edom, and they're going to complain of ungodly. That's another thing Generation Z doing. They're disowning their parents, most of them anyway. They're disowning patriarch. They're disowning the patriarchy, man. You know? They're ashamed of what their people did to Jake. It says, the children will complain of an ungodly father because they shall be reproached for his sake. They shall be reproached for his sake. They're ashamed for his sake. You got white guilt going around because of Esau, man. Because of these Edomites, man. You know? And it's especially, the tensions is especially thick amongst Generation Z, man. You know? And you got more little Edomite, Generation Z Edomite females going to Jake men, man. You know? Because they're ashamed of their people. That's how we at the end, bro. That's all I got. You know, that's the bottom line for real. But I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. So I'm gonna jump to. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, let me hit Proverbs real quick. This is Proverbs chapter 20. Verse 29, it says, the glory of a young man is their strength, and the beauty of old man is the gray head. Now you got young man, it's like they changed that, man. The glory of a young man is supposed to be his strength. And of course, the glory of a young man is his woman also. But, okay, right here in Proverbs 20 and 29, it says, the glory of a young man is his strength. But now a young man don't even want to own his strength. He don't He don't want to seem strong, man. He don't want to be masculine. You know? Because you got what? People talking about toxic masculinity. And that's especially prominent amongst Generation Z, man. The end of the world generation. A young man don't want to own up to his strength. He want to say, man, men and women is equal. Yeah. Now the glory of a young man is folly. They want to glory in folly, man. Foolishness. You got a young man calling themselves feminists. You got a young man switching. Twirling around like fairies, bruh. Emotional as hell. Soft as hell. You know? Niggas don't even glory in their strength no more, man. And yeah. You got young niggas indulging in cancel culture. They want to cancel people for saying something that's real or that's true. That's a damn shame, bro. That's a damn shame. What happened to Proverbs 20 and 29? The glory of a young man is his strength. What happened to that, man? You know? I'm gonna hit this Isaiah 32 real quick. Make sure the screen doesn't go off on me. Hold on. Okay, Isaiah 32. Verse 5 through 8. It says, the vile person shall be no more called liberal. Exactly. You got a bunch of vile people on this earth running around calling themselves liberal. The so-called Democrats, the left wing of America. A bunch of vile people who hate proper family structure. They hate God. They put science first. So-called science any damn way. They hate man. You know? They put LGBTism on a pedestal. These are vile people. It says the vile person shall be no more called liberal, because the word liberal means free man. That's not true freedom, man, because you look up the word free, it literally means love. And you look into the Bible, what the word love means, it means keeping the law. So that's not liberalism, man. The true liberal man is the man who's in the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Because Yahweh Shah said, what? The truth shall set you free. You know? The truth shall set you free. Y'all are not freed mentally. Y'all are done. This devil put his stamp on y'all. Only thing left for you Generation Z, most of y'all, not just y'all, but I'm talking about you typical Americans. The only thing left for y'all is to be microchipped and be destroyed, bro. In World War III. It's the only thing left for y'all, man. That's it. It says, the vile person shall no more be called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy, and to utter error against the Lord. Exactly, uttering error against the Lord. That's what they do all the time, you damn liberals, man. It's okay to kill a baby. It's okay to be pro-choice, and for millions and millions of babies to be killed in the womb before they ever even born, according to what they say. So that's saying that's error with God. Man, this Bible said, the word of the Lord said to choose life, man. Choose life. So, it says, the instruments also, hold up. It says, for the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy and to utter error against the Lord, and to make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. The instruments also of the churl are evil. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words. Even when the needy speak right. Hold on. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words. Even when the needy speak it right. But the liberal deviseth liberal things, and by liberal things shall he stand. Exactly. The true liberal man gonna devise liberal things, man. You know? So, I'm gonna jump to hold up. Sirach 30. Sirach 30:30. Yeah. It makes sense why y'all call Generation Z, boy. It make all the sense in the world, man. This is the most gone, the most through generation ever, bro. This is Sirach 30. It says, he that loveth his son causeth him often to feel the rod, that he may have joy of him in the end. See, Esau don't want you to put the rod to your son. He don't want you to chastise and punish your son for when your son go off. He don't want you teaching your son. He wants your kids to turn out like these people you see on the screen right here. Just a straight up degenerate, man. You know? Just a straight up degenerate. Esau wants your sons to live in his image. You know? Because you get the whooping their ass and trying to get them to do right. That's you trying to put them in God's image, man. You know? But Esau don't want that. That's why he make it illegal for you to whoop your kids, man. And he's so wicked. He got a phone number which your kids can dial, man. What they call them, Child Protective Services or something like that. CPS, yeah. Your kids can dial that number if you so-called beating them or whatever. Or you disciplining them. Your kids can dial that number and them damn devils can come take your children, man. They can come take your children. And they're assisted by the police. They can take your children by law, and guess who they're going to adopt your children out to? And guess what? Almost all children that have been in foster care homes then got molested. And guess what? Guess who they're going to adopt? More than likely, guess who's going to come and adopt your children? Them damn LGBTers, man. A lesbian couple or a damn faggot couple, man. You know? Damn shame. Hey, Esau, you devil, you going down, boy. You going down, so-called white man. It said, he that loveth his son causeth him often to feel a rod, that he may have joy of him in the end. He that chastiseth his son shall have joy in him, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintance. Exactly. Chastise your kids, man. Don't be soft on them, man. Don't be their friend either. Be their father. If you're their mother, be their mother. Don't be their friend. You know? It says, he that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy. And before his friends, he shall rejoice of him. Exactly. Teach your son, man, for they turn out like these people on this screen, man. Teach them. Teach them this truth, man, first and foremost. Teach them this truth first and foremost. And it says, he that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. Though his father die, yet he is as though he were not dead, for he had left one behind him that is like himself. And that's why you got some of these young brothers in the truth, man. Even if they actual father didn't teach them, guess what? They got father figures that did teach them. Who are the father figures? The elders and apostles of Great Millstone, man. And you got other father figures in this truth that are outside of Great Millstone, man, that woke up certain brothers, you know. But you want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, you got to come to GMS or other camps who teach the same doctrine as GMS, which it's not GMS's doctrine. It's the doctrine of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah. You know? It says, while he lived, he saw and rejoiced to him. I'm going to go up a little bit. Though his father died, yet he is as though he were not dead, for he had left one behind him that is like himself. While he lived, he saw and rejoiced in him, and when he died, he was not sorrowful. He left behind him an avenger against his enemies, and one that shall requite kindness to his friends. Hey, he that maketh too much of his son shall bind up his wounds, and his bowels will be troubled at every cry. Yeah. Yep. But yeah, it's gonna keep on going. That's a good chapter. You can go read yourself. But yeah, man. Hey. Wonder why they call them Generation Z, man. The most through generation. This generation is the generation that shows you it's evident that we're in the last days, man. You want to see signs and wonders? You want to see signs at the end? Just go watch. Just watch the kids. Watch how they move amongst each other. Not just the kids, but the youngins, man. All the youth. You know. Just watch that shit, man. You know. But don't watch if you got a weak stomach, though. But I'm going to say this. All praises to Yahweh Shem Shah. Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. Shalom to the hopeful that Kwame Ashala and the Bible Ball, man.